What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 104 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, dude?
Happy birthday to us. That's what's up.
And the Pokemon Company decided to give us some really good birthday gifts.
Let's say we got a real nice present today. Well, yesterday, technically.
So, normally we record on Thursdays, and with this being Pokemon Week and everything, we're like, hey, we have a Pokemon Presents on Sunday. We're just going to wait to record then. And the original plan was just to slap it on the end of an episode that we had already recorded and just be like, hey, here's what you missed in case you haven't watched it. It wasn't much because it was only a 15-minute video. And then there was things in here that we need to dissect.
Yeah, so we have a lot to talk about.
So, I have this pulled up. I'm ready to just jump in and start talking.
So, where do you want to jump in and start talking at? So we could talk about all the little stuff ahead of that.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay,
Start
cool,
at the beginning, work towards the big news.
Okay, cool. So I don't have to pull anything up until we get to the big thing. Got it.
Correct. So, this starts off, talking, hey, this is Pokemon Day. This is the initial release date of Red and Green over in Japan. And that's why, the 27th of February is Pokemon Day, initial release. And they're like, all right, so we're going to talk about a bunch of updates today. First thing they talk about, nothing really major. We know that Pokemon Go has been adding every region of Pokemon since it started. So, to no surprise, we're getting Alolan Pokemon now. So, the Alola region is going to finally be available. And there's going to be like a special event for Alolan Executor leading up to the first release of the first wave of released Pokemon. So, nothing really exciting there. Anything you want to touch on?
We've had Alolan forms for at least 2 years now, because I remember Alola Marowak, Alolan Executor, and all those Kanto Pokemon that got Alolan forms were already in Pokemon Go.
That's where your shiny came from.
That's
right?
where my shiny Alolan Marowak is from Pokemon
Okay.
Go. And so it's not surprising that we're getting Alola now. What makes me sad is I don't think we're even through all the Gen 6 Pokemon yet.
Did we get all of Gen 5? Because
I don't even think we got all of Gen 5 yet.
I don't know, man.
I think we're missing chunks of Pokemon. Like, Kecleon's not in the game still.
What?
Yeah, Kecleon's not in the game at all. Or if it is, we can't find it.
All right. So I have the entire Pokédex pulled up here. Looks like everything in Gen 1.
Yep, should be everything in Gen 1 and Gen 2.
Yep.
Gen 3, I believe we're missing Kecleon, specifically.
I wonder if it's actually going to tell me what's missing, or if it's just like, hey, this list has Pokemon that are in the game. Yeah, I think this would be easier if I just go, what Pokemon
aren't in
are
Go?
Not in Go.
I know Kecleon. I know.
This was updated in August. So let's see what this says. Kecleon, Manaphy, and Fion.
Yeah.
Arceus.
Yeah.
Bisharp, Buffalant, Cottonee, Deerling, Druddigon, Electric, Electros, Emolga.
Which those got added. I know most of those got added.
Okay. Frillish.
Yep.
Jellicent.
Yep.
Kecleon again.
Not in there. Nope. Not in there.
Keldeo. Krokorok and
yet.
Crocodile. Which
yes, those are in there.
I was gonna say Sandile is not listed here, so it's okay. This list is weird. It's like partially in alphabetical order, but also by like generation.
Oh,
it's
goodness.
really weird.
That's a nightmare.
Larvesta.
I believe it is in the game.
Okay. Leaveney.
Also in the game.
Mandibuzz.
Yes.
Meloetta. I'm assuming no.
Yes. Yes, it has a whole event for it. Yeah.
Okay.
It has a whole event for it.
Mienfoo and Mineshell.
I'm not sure on those. I haven't seen them.
Musharna.
I know that one's in the game. Yep.
Okay. Sawsbuck and Deerling.
Yes.
Which I was going to say I thought they were. Shaman?
I
I know we had the Darkrai event a while back. I don't know if we
think
ever
we've
got a
gotten
Shaman event.
yet. If we have, it might have been a very, very short run event.
Surfetched? I believe that one got added.
That one got added in. Yep. That that one got added in when they added there's a handful of Galar Pokemon they snuck in the game. Galarian Meowth and Berserker and all that. Yeah.
Whimsicott, Zora, Zorark.
Those are in, yep.
Okay, so this list only goes up to Gen 5, it looks like.
So I know we're mostly getting through Gen 6. We were starting Gen 6 at least. Like, we introduced a bunch of fairies. As far as I know, I don't think we've introduced, like, the fossils that were in Gen 6. We don't have any, like, a lot. I think we're missing a good chunk of Gen 6 still. So that's why I was saying it's weird moving on to Gen 7, adding Gen 7 stuff in already, because we don't have all of Gen 6 yet. And so
okay, this list is in from January. Missing Gen 3 Pokemon is Kecleon.
Yep.
Gen 4 we're missing Shaman, Fion, Manaphy.
Yep.
Gen 5, this is as of this January. So
okay.
Again, if it's been updated since then, I'm not sure. Larvesta.
Okay.
Keldeo and Zora.
So those 3 lines, yep.
Gen 6 are missing Scatterbug.
Yep.
Flabebe, which I thought got added.
That one recently got added, yes.
Okay.
That got added in February for Valentine's Day.
Skiddo and Go-Goat.
Yep, we don't have those yet.
Furfrou is not on there because that's why it's like super highly traded on home, right?
Furfrou is on there.
Okay.
That got added in some time ago, but it's specific forms that are highly wanted on home.
Gotcha.
Like certain ones, I think they were only available through X and Y in like certain areas.
Honedge.
Yep, we don't have that one yet.
Inkay.
That one's in the game. I think.
Helioptile.
I haven't seen Helioptile.
Tyrant and Amora.
Yep, I haven't seen the fossils.
Halucha.
Haven't seen Halucha.
Dedenne.
Dedenne got added recently.
Okay. Carbink.
That one's also in the game.
Klefki.
Yes.
Phantump. I believe that one's added.
That one's added.
Okay. Pumpkaboo and Gorgeist.
They're in there too.
Bergmite.
Yes.
Zygarde.
Haven't seen Zygarde.
Diancie.
That one either.
Hoopa, Volcanion.
Nope. Well, there's a Hoopa event that you get a Hoopa, but
gotcha.
Like it's a one-time event thing.
And then it has Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and Mewtwo X and Y.
Yeah, no, we haven't gotten any of those yet.
Okay.
I think for good reason.
And then I have a list of added Pokemon from Gen 8. But
which should be all the like Galarian weirdness.
Says there's a bunch of Pokemon that still don't have shinies.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of Pokemon that don't have shinies still.
Bunch of Megas that aren't included.
Yep.
And then region locked Pokemon as well, which are technically in the game but not available to everyone.
Apparently there was this big thing with Corsola going on today for the Johto tour. You could do like Corsola Raids.
Cool. I saw people on Discord talking about how they did like 40 just to find
a shiny.
A shiny.
Yep. I wonder if they're going to be region specific for the Galarian variant of Corsola.
I don't know.
Be kind of interesting to see what they do with that.
I expected this talk on Go to be like 2 minutes, and instead it's been like 10.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens. The next thing, if I remember right, was the Pokemon Masters.
Yep, Masters EX. I have literally no idea about anything in this.
It's like their Raid Shadow Legends thing.
Cool. It upsets me that green is actually called Leaf.
Yeah.
Does that bother anyone else or just me?
Kinda, because, like, if you think about it, in original, like, Pokemon Green and Pokemon Red, when it was released in Japan, yes, the character's name was Green, but that was a male character, not the female character.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
And then,
but in Let's Go, she's referred to as Green.
yes. That's a completely different timeline thing.
It's stupid.
Because
It bothers me.
The one, I believe the one they are referencing Leaf off of is the Fire Red Leaf Green
I'm assuming
female
so.
trainer.
That would make the most sense.
I believe that is where they are referencing her.
Special costume for May. Special costume for
Skyla.
Skyla.
So if that means anything to you, cool.
Special costume for Rayhan.
You can get a
Victory
Dapperton.
Road stuff.
I don't know what any of this means. Like,
Nope. In one ear, out the other. I've literally
it's
never
not
touched
important.
Masters.
I don't play the game. I'm not sure. I know anybody who actually plays the game. If you play the game, comment down below what this means.
I see Joe from Cerebi post stuff occasionally. He's like, "Hey, I got this shiny." I'm like, "I don't even know you could catch Pokemon in that game." So that's how little I know about it. I don't even know the mechanics of it.
I don't even think you actually catch Pokemon in that game.
Sure, man.
And
next
then,
we got Cafe Mix, which honestly is a really cute game. I really enjoy this art style.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is just kind of boring.
I mean, I like these kind of games because they're just mindlessly just doing something.
Yeah. They're really good mobile games.
I couldn't tell you what any of the delivery thing means. Couldn't tell you.
Nope.
All I know is
Pelipper.
Shiny Piplup. That's all I know.
You can get Victini now.
Cool.
There's an event for Bulbasaur with a crown, so that's cool.
Yeah. Shiny Piplup.
And
that's
then,
all that matters.
Yeah. Shiny Piplup.
You can now shiny hunt in Pokemon Cafe Mix.
I'm assuming shinies were not available before this?
No. If they were, they were very limited event time things.
Cool. And then Unite. Let's see. When was the last time I talked about Unite? Who was the newest Pokemon then?
Dragonite. Dragonite. And that was
maybe Trevenant?
It was Dragonite because it was December.
Okay, cool.
Because I forgot Trevenant was even in the game.
I think the last time we actually talked about it was when Greedent got added.
We had mentioned it probably since Dragonite got added.
Let's see. Pokemon I have the entire roster pulled up here. Pokemon I haven't played with.
It should be Dragonite.
Decidueye.
Yeah.
Dragonite, Aegislash, Greedent, Trevenant, Serena.
Okay, so Greedent and Serena are actually fairly old compared to the other ones you just named.
Oh, so this isn't in release order.
No. Greedent was right after Mamoswine, and then we got
Sylveon was after Mamo, right?
I thought Sylveon was still it goes Mamo, Sylveon, Greedent.
Okay.
Serena, Decidueye, Dragonite,
Trevenant, Aegislash. Because Aegislash is the newest one.
Aegislash is the newest one, yeah.
I know that much.
And then there's the Hoopa event going on right now, which it's been going on all week.
I saw that they added it, and I haven't paid attention to it at all. It's a limited time thing where you get to play with it, but you don't get to keep it, but you have to do things to unlock it for a limited time.
So
does that sound accurate?
So you unlock it for a limited time with one of the things. You have to play certain events to get the cards. And then if you complete more events with Hoopa, you can unlock the license for free when it does become available.
Gotcha. Following. Now I got it.
It's like how the Zeraora one works, right? Like,
gotcha.
You got to play certain things to get the Zeraora to prove that you're playing the game. They're not going to just give it to you on a silver platter.
And then, hey, Duraludon's getting added.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
That was it for Unite.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's a Hoopa event, and also here's 3 seconds of footage on Duraludon. All right,
here's the
tower. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Let's see, we got Shaman finally unlocked.
We have this Shaman event unlocked.
I was really hoping that they do Shaman and Darkrai all at once, but that doesn't bring customers back. So
yeah, so you gotta slow trickle, man. Got to slow that trickle down. Get them to come back every little bit because you just finally fixed the game and introduced the Coliseum.
Oh, Shaman's limited time.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. Man, I had to go load this game up again.
Yep, you have to go load the game up. If you don't have Shaman already on home like I do.
I don't think I do actually.
I think I have 2. Because I hoard event Pokemon like crazy.
Yep, that's fair. Yep.
But they just recently fixed the game where you can't use the clone Pokemon anymore in actual like trades or battles, and gave us all the Coliseum rules, which cool, but that's not gonna help this game any. This is still just a spin-off game that doesn't have a ranked ladder. That's not going to be any kind of actual competitive viability because it takes way too long to build teams in this game.
Yep, unfortunately. I enjoyed the format for a few weeks while we didn't have anything new, but anymore, meh.
Which brings us...
I have not touched the game since I beat my Nuzlocke.
I was about to say, I played Draft League for like 2 weeks, and then I got a week off, and I just haven't had the drive to pick it back up.
Well,
Too much other stuff going on.
After playing RTT, Showdown Draft Leagues are so much better. Yeah. They're so great. I genuinely have enjoyed it. It makes it less entertaining for like a content perspective, I think, because it's just like, all right, I'm gonna click this button.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think like prepping and not having to actually put a team together on cart has been really, really nice.
I still like putting the effort towards playing like building Draft League teams. Now, like on Sword and Shield, that's much easier to do. It's so much simpler. Breeding's easier, training's easier, all that stuff. Like, as long as you have the resources, you can build or do anything you want in that game. Whereas BDSP, there's no good way to do that. Because they wanted it to be as faithful to the originals as possible, which means it's impossible to do anything in that game without spending a lot of time.
Took away all the quality of life changes.
Yep. That brings us to Arceus, right?
Yep. So this is a free software update entitled Daybreak.
Yeah.
Which allows for like new horde Pokemon, and it looks like there's like hordes of alpha Pokemon, which is kind of absurd, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. So from what I understand, there's a couple more missions. There's some more post-game stuff. There's special hordes that spawn.
Cool.
They could be all alphas or rare Pokemon or whatever. And
it's gonna make shiny alpha hunting way easier.
Yeah, they're also gonna spawn outside of their normal biomes.
Oh, cool.
Like we saw the Zoruas in the first area of the game.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I have not played Arceus in like 3 weeks, and like no particular reason. I really enjoyed the gameplay of it and everything, but I'm also a like perfectionist where I want to do anything and everything I can, and so like it's really hard. It's a very hard game to just pick up and play for like 20 minutes to kill time. It's like, all right, well, I need to go do this, and oh, I encountered this, so now I have this I can go do, and like next thing you know, I have like 17 things I'm doing all on the way to go catch one Pokemon.
My advice is to just run through the story, get that out of the way, get the side missions out of the way, and then in the post-game area, like, do all your Pokedex grinding.
And I think that's probably the correct way to do it compared to the way Tiff and I have been playing it of, let's do everything.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while on stream, and then I realized that like I'm spending more time playing this game off camera than I am on camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to finish the story off camera. Like, it took me maybe 2 nights of playing the game to finish the rest of the story that I was doing.
Gotcha.
There's
also a code for 30 Ultra, Giga, and Jet Balls in the game.
Those are nice. Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah, it looks like that is available now and runs until the end of March. So make sure you go pick that up. That code is Arceus Adventure. So, just free stuff. Free stuff is always good, especially when it's like high quality stuff like Gigaton and Jet Balls. So
I think they're currently doing the Growlithe mystery gift card at GameStops too in the U.S.
oh, cool.
I think
I
that's
did not
currently
actually
going.
know that.
It's either currently going on or getting ready to end. One of the two.
Gotcha. So then that brings us. Oh no, there's a new animated series that's going to be based on the Hisuian region as well.
That'll
we got
be cool.
Like a single screenshot and that's it. And then the big news.
The fun stuff. So this is where I'm gonna swap scenes here, and we're going to get to see all this in its glory because this is going to be important.
So, we are recording separately as we do here the last several weeks. So I actually have no idea what you're doing.
I'm getting the video pulled up for people who.
Okay, we're actually going to play the video and dissect it as we go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully. Oh, almost centered it. Oh well, so close. Gonna have to bear with me here for a second, people. I'll probably just cut this section out.
Alright, whatever. Leave it in. People could use a break. We just ran through like 6 games in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's also true. Get it all centered, nice and pretty.
See, we don't really care about things until he steps into the office. Everything up till that point I think is pretty useless and like not actually worth anything.
Yeah, the
I don't think there's really anything to dissect up till that point.
The build up is nice and all, but I don't think we need it. Okay, almost done. There we go. Look at that. On-screen video.
Beautiful.
So we're going to just...
Are you and I still on screen?
Oh, of course we are.
Okay.
You're almost off your camera, but yeah. I'm going to stop it at like the 45-second mark.
Oh, see, I have the full video pulled up, so I don't actually... Let me swap.
It's when he opens the door.
Oh, that's literally where I had it paused at.
Yeah. You literally opened the door.
I had it paused here at like 50 seconds, so perfect.
Okay, so we open the door.
Yep, guy walking in a hallway, sees Game Freak, sees lights going on, walks in, and...
We have this really cool-looking office space, which has a lot of cool stuff to look at.
So, what this immediately reminds me of, this has like Jungle Cruise vibes going on, if you want me to be honest, like like Asian and like African. There we go. We have like African vibes going on here, but like I think that's just me. Like I don't think there's like anything to actually say there's like major rainforest vibes going on here.
So a big thing of what's going on, I feel like here is this is more of just like their exploration room, because Pokemon does a lot of like on-hands research when they do these kinds of things. When they'll go out and they'll experience cultures and whatnot before they start going and making up Pokemon or doing whatever. They'll go and do this for a couple months and experience the cultures, experience everything going on, and so there's a couple key things in here that kind of give away what we're looking at. First off, before we move any further, on screen I have that black bag with that white symbol on it. The very, very like right after we walked through the door. I don't know if you get to see that. It's like hanging on the back of a chair. There's been speculation that this is like the new evil team symbol.
Okay.
Which could be cool. I'm not sure like what it could hark back to otherwise, but that's kind of cool.
See, it looks like here on the desk, there's a bowl full of Pokeballs.
Yeah, there's a Ultra Ball and a Great Ball in there.
It looks like there's like another one back behind it.
That might be just another Pokeball. Yeah, it looks like just like another Pokeball.
Like analyzing the desk, I don't really see anything else. It's like in focus enough where you can see what it is.
The next clip we get is a different desk with a lot of plants on it, some lights, a globe, which is kind of weird because the globe is like on the Americas section, but the map on the back on the poster board back here is what's important. That's the kind of shape of Spain and Portugal, that that whole peninsula there. So that kind of tells you where we're going a little bit.
Like, I mean, maybe.
It's kind of cool because we're getting a lot of European style, like, we've had a lot of European regions in the last, like, few games.
This also could be, like tying back into the, like, Rainforest 5, this could also be, like, Brazil. Because, like
South America.
Because, like you were saying, the globe here is on the Americas. It's like, it's not unreasonable to think that this means something. I don't know. I also think we're being, like, super analytical, but I think there's also, like, reasons to be super analytical. I think there's Easter eggs here that people need to pick up on. And I don't know, you know? I don't know what is an Easter egg is the big thing here.
There's a lot of red herrings in this trailer.
So, like, the globe being on, you know, southern North America doesn't mean anything. Who knows?
I'm just going to skip forward here to when we get to jump into actual footage of the areas.
You mean you don't care about the coffee cup shaking?
All the bright lights and flashing sounds? No.
All right, cool. Yeah,
so
there is one little clip here, like just a quick shot of this pile of, like, gold. And I know you were kind of talking about it on Discord. And I this could just be a giant red flag, but it seems really weird to add this shot and it mean nothing.
So
you
that
know?
one's there's a dark history on that one because if this is based off Portugal, Spain, they are very well known for the conquistadors. Their entire life's purpose was to find gold and bring it back to Spain and Portugal.
Now, on the opposite side of that, couldn't this also be, like, you know, South American gold?
Not really. In this situation, no.
Okay, cool.
Because
good talk.
They wouldn't have melted it down into bars, coins, cups, and stuff like this.
Again, I'm not a historian. One of my buddies, Noah, posted these theories, and I'm just like, you know, I don't see anyone else talking about that. I kind of want to latch onto this and also discuss this. So I don't know. It probably means absolutely nothing, but could.
In the same way that, like, Spain, Portugal are, like, a big proponent. The whole reason the South Central America thing works is because Spain and Portugal had a very large influence on that area of the world.
Which very well could be true.
As we know in these Pokemon games, like, the regions may be based off of a certain area, but they pull inspiration from all walks of their culture and whatnot, which, if anything, carried back from the South Americas or whatever, Spain from Portugal, like, it all ties in together at some point. My big theory is it's actually just Mediterranean based. The entire region is just based on the Mediterranean, not necessarily just Spain and Portugal.
For sure.
Because there's a lot of Italian vibes into there. When we get into it, you'll see some really cool architecture, some really cool mosaics, some really cool art, like stuff like that.
I guess we haven't actually, like, talked about what we're talking about, other than, like, hey, here's a trailer. So for those who haven't watched this yet, there's a trailer on the official Pokemon YouTube page called Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
Yep. And on screen is the first image that we saw of I'm assuming
the region. Okay.
Of the game.
So there's a lot to dissect here, just in this initial screenshot, as weird as that sounds.
Oh, yeah, there's tons.
This giant castle-looking thing in the background.
Yep.
Which, when I first saw that, my first thought was, like, oh, this is the wild area, and that's Hammerlock in the background. This is just going to be the next this is going to
just
be the
Sword and
third
Shield
version
2.
of Galar. That was my first thought. Is I'm like, oh, you have this giant town up on a hill, the wild area that you run through to get to it, and there's a giant tower coming out of the building. Like, that's what I thought, But as we quickly figure out, and it's not even like that quickly, but like there is also a lot in that image that says, Carter, you're an idiot. What are you talking about? So, off here to the left, there's like a castle drawbridge that goes, I'm assuming, down a bridge, down another route there. If you look closely back here in the background, it looks like there's another Pokemon Center as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, that's the only thing in the Pokemon universe that I can imagine has a red roof.
Yeah. There's at least 2 that I can see here.
This, like, here between the 2 Pokemon Centers, is it just me or does that look like solar panels?
100% just looks like solar panels, right?
Okay. Like, I'm not completely crazy?
No.
Giant mansion, tower, town looking back in the background there. Couple more towers over here to the right-hand side. And then up here in the mountains, there's a building. I'm assuming this is going to be some type of lab or gym or something.
Probably.
This is not going to be the only time we see this building. But like, this initial screenshot, the buildings all look really good. Like the architecture and everything, I think, looks really highly well put together. But like the polygons on the trees all kind of look like garbage.
Well,
and like I know that sounds really dumb. I know that is an argument that people have had since Sword and Shield came out, is the trees don't look like trees. But like on first glance, it's a tree.
Yeah.
You don't need to be hypercritical about everything.
So I can tell you firsthand that this is the Arceus engine. This is the Arceus game engine.
You can tell.
You can tell by the way the trees look, how the rendering's working, and all that stuff. This is the Arceus game engine, 100%. The next stop image is the sunset image over the water. The trees look a lot better in this picture. The ones that are much closer, anyway.
I was gonna say the ones up close. The ones on the islands are like, here's squares.
And that's just how the render engine works.
Yep.
It's how you save energy and time and just manpower on the game when you're trying to run it. Is if it's far away, it doesn't have to look good.
Yep.
It just has to look like a
it
tree.
does the same thing that Breath of the Wild does.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that video games have been doing for years. Have still images in the background, and as you approach them, they load in.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
So we're going to play through this one. Hey, look, a nightscape. The trees up close look much better. And you can kind of see the Pokeball castle thing in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
I like the very cheap JPEG moon they have.
Stereotypical moon.
Which, it's the same moon they use in Arceus.
Yep.
Which is why I'm just gonna give them heck for it. It's just hilarious that it's just the same moon that's literally they just built this world in the Arceus engine, and it still has all the Arceus like stuff in it.
All right, so then we get like a street view of one of the towns. Nothing really going on in it. Just pretty still image. Nothing impressive, and then we jump in to actual Pokemon.
So we see Starly.
Starly is the very first thing we see here.
So that's kind of cool.
Let's see. There's Hoppip, which is really cool.
Yep, there's Hoppip with these windmill things, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Next shot, we have Petalil and Bone Sweet.
Yep. So we've confirmed a bunch of grass and flying types so far.
Let's see. Next shot, we have Psyduck in what looks to be like a marsh.
Kind of like a wetland.
I wonder if this is going to be updated, like, as weird as it sounds, I was going to say, I wonder if this is going to be, like, updated Hisui, but we know that's Sinnoh.
We know we know exactly what Hisui is, though.
So, like, I don't know, maybe, again, this is just because this is built in, like, the Arceus engine, and it
looks a lot like it, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's just what that looks like to me.
Yeah.
Next shot we have Drifloon and a Combee. Nothing overly impressive there.
Specifically,
Got
a female and a male Combee.
Got a Meowth walking down the road at night. This shot actually looks really good. I do like the Meowth landscape shot.
So there was a couple people brought to our attention this sign. Goodness, stop going full screen. I'm just trying to pause it on the sign so I could see it. So a lot of people were asking like what the language is because it looks a lot like the signs you see in the Galar region. I think this is just Pokemon has finally decided to settle on one language for the Pokemon world.
Which, again, like I did notice that where I'm just like, man, that looks really similar to the Galar handwriting. So again, I'm just like, this is just updated Galar.
Not quite. But yeah, I think they finally just settled, like, their games are high def enough now that they can actually, like, make it, people can look at that and catch differences and whatnot, and they don't want that, so they just, like, well, just settle on this one language. It makes it easier for future games to kind of just pull from this text file and do whatever with.
I'm ready for people to overanalyze these signs and be able to read the language and tell us what it says. I mean, there's people out there who can.
You probably can. If you have enough of the Galar stuff signs, if they make enough sense, you could probably do it.
Yep.
And like you said, this Meowth scene is adorable. It's great. The next scene we have is like a desert with, like, I think that's the ocean behind it and the sun.
Yep. Got what looks like 3 Stonejourner here. Nothing else is actually visible. Like, and that's the things about these shots is they're all pretty obvious of like what they're trying to show us and nothing really else going on.
Yep. The next shot is on the beach with some Clauncher and some Pelipper.
Yep. Really, really good looking shot. Then we have a shot of Swablu's on like a flag line with some people in town here. And again, like if you look at this looks like Stow-N-Side with the steps going up to the gym. So like again, I'm not crazy.
Oh my god.
But like if you also look at this I don't know, I'm getting like real like Greek Colosseum vibes from this giant building up here with like the columns and stuff in the background. I don't know. It's just what it reminds me of.
This is the start of all my Italian like ideas, like because these giant mosaics are very like noticeable outside. Like they're not really a thing you see in Spain a ton. You see these more in like Rome, in Italy and stuff like that. And then our next shot is here of a Pikachu, again with some more mosaic tiles on the ground like that. Some stained glass
the background steps look really bad too.
Well, yeah.
Like, again, this is because I'm pausing and analyzing one screenshot, but like the steps being multicolored just makes it look very ugly.
Ugly, yeah.
Got a sleeping Blissey under a tree. Super cute shot there as well.
Under an orange tree specifically. That's not a berry tree. That's an orange tree.
I was going to say, we don't have an orange berry in game, do we?
No.
If we do, that's news to me.
That is specifically an orange tree.
New berries official. Like, this is the official reveal of new berries in the game, obviously.
The next clip, the next shot is of that Seviper. Holy crap, this Seviper looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, it looks really, really detailed. You can see like individual scales and stuff on it all the way back through its tail. You can see them.
This is like
the
so
background
detailed.
here. This area I think looks really cool too. This could be just like another like a different shot of like the swamp area, but like having this fog makes things actually have depth in the background as well. Yeah, I think this shot's really, really well put together.
And then we got like a shot of two Larvitar in a cave. And then
this next shot of the Magnemite is one of my favorite in this entire trailer.
Like
look how clean this Magnemite looks compared to the Gen 7 sprites.
Yeah.
Just like, and people want to say they're not putting effort into this game. It's
Like
look how
there's
good these actually look.
this is amazing. It's got the light reflecting off of it. You can see that its body is shiny. The
You can
screws have
tell
their
that
own.
it's made of metal.
Yeah,
Like
and
it's such a minor thing, but it's so good looking.
I think there's a second Magnemite at the very top of the lighthouse tower.
I don't know what that is up there. It could just be like you said,
vane.
another Magnemite, or it could just be like a wind turbine thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then we get this shot of like Lucario firing off an aura sphere. So like first actual animation of like an attack in game. Looks fine. Nothing
very,
really critical to say
it's
about
very
Lucario.
Arceus-esque, like the battle animations look like the ones in Arceus do, which is kind of cool.
It looks like Lucario. There's not much more to say about it.
Then we got that cool shot of the Pokeball and the League Tower thing. And then we come up on these villas, and it has the Stratini fountain.
Yep,
and it's very focused on this fountain.
Yep, quick shot of this Dratini fountain. If you look over here in the background again, there's another like berry tree, but it looks like again it's oranges on both sides.
Yep. So cool thing about the next scene with the mosaic tiles, they kept the type symbols from BDSP.
Mm-hmm.
So like dragon, steel, fairy, normal, fire, water, grass, electric, ice. I think that's rock.
Rock or fighting.
I couldn't quite tell, but
or ground.
Fighting's there, so it's fighting because ice is next to fighting.
And then I believe that's rock next to ice.
Grass, electric, ice, fighting, poison.
Yeah, like really, really good shot of that. And again, like then we come up to this house on the hill out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, oh, this is the professor's lab out in the middle of nowhere. This is just Galar. This is updated Galar. That's all I'm saying.
This is different Galar. So this is important. Okay. So ignore the architecture, ignore the seascape. The people actually look like people.
Oh, I was actually wanting to talk about the architecture because this house gives me some serious like Hispanic vibes.
Yeah, it does give off that very Spain Italian style of architecture.
Yeah, this has some serious Encanto feel.
But the key thing is now that like we are used to having the characters with the big anime eyes and the very expressive facial features.
I mean, these still do to some effect.
They look more normal. They look more people like.
Yeah, I would honestly, if this is going to be our player character, which I'm assuming it is.
Yeah.
Like I think it looks good. I think this game looks really, really well put together so far.
Yes, this game looks fantastic. The next shot here is of the male player character walking through the house.
Give me the hip hop, the
Hoppit planter. I want that.
I need it in my life. It's so cute.
And so we kind of get a better picture of the region. In this last shot here.
Oh,
there's the map up above the OLED.
Not a ton, but
you get probably about I would say a third probably of the region, which definitely gives off that peninsula vibe. It gives off that Spain-Portugal vibe, and this is where a lot of the Spain-Portugal arguments start. Because Italy would obviously have that boot shape, be a little bit longer of an area instead of a square area like this one is. And then obviously there's the OLED. Gotta have every game has the most recent consoles just because of how the game works.
And then we're back in the room.
Office. So I'm going to focus on this plate here, the plating setup here with the bowl of oranges and grapes and the sandwiches. This is another big like teaser. So fun fact, I don't know if you know this, I had to do some research on this myself. So the reason they are named Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet is because oranges and grapes are the main exports for what happens to be the Portugal-Spain peninsula.
Not surprised. Makes sense.
Fun fact, it's also the main exports for Italy. For most of the Mediterranean, in fact. Their main exports are blood oranges and grapes. And so
and then there's this really cool shot of these two like shields beside the door.
Yeah.
With the orange and the grapes on them.
Exactly.
It's like that's obviously something. That's obviously where the name comes from, right?
Yeah. And that helps play towards pushing the Portugal Spain idea. And then we get the starters.
Yeah, Fire Dino. I can finally talk about him.
So these guys you see on screen, I'm going to adjust this window so we can make this a little bit bigger for people. They are our starters for Gen 9. If I remember correctly, their names are Sprigato, or whatever it is, Fuecoco, and Quaxel. Quaxley? Whatever its name is.
Yeah, it's Quaxley, Fue, is it?
Fuecoco.
Yeah, Fuecoco, and then Sprigaito?
Sprigaito?
I think it's Gaito.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sprig obviously is referring to grass.
Yep.
Like
Plant,
you have a
small
sprig
plant
of
part.
whatever.
Yep.
And then Gaito, I believe, is a very rough translation of small cat.
Yes.
Because you have Ito, which means little, and Gato is cat.
Correct.
So, like, my minuscule amount of Spanish I remember says this is grass cat.
Yes. This is grass cat, yeah. So it is grass cat. Fuecoco literally translates as fuego and crocodilo or cocodilo.
So fire crocodile.
So fire crocodile. And then Quaxley, we not sure quite where the name comes from, but
I'm assuming it's a combination of quack and
there's been
quack.
some there's been some speculation onto like Don Quixote, which is this big Spanish like novel from like real early like literature, where it's this knight that is running around and doing all these good deeds. So this could be like Sailor Duck. It could be Night Duck. It could be whatever we want. Like what Cadet Duck evolves into like Night Duck or whatever it is. So we're not quite sure like the whole story behind Quaxley, but the other two are very straightforward on their faces what they are. Sprig. Everyone's already memed and made the Sprigaito or whatever it is evolve into green Incineroar.
Sprigatito.
Anywho, it evolves into green Incineroar.
Yep.
And then there's a bunch of memes about Fire Dino being an Amogus character.
Which I don't actually see it.
I
do. You sent me the meme and I'm just like, nah, he's friend sized.
And then the duck is been portrayed as Donald Duck.
Yeah, this is just Dolan.
Like this is Donald Duck 100% of the time, right?
Yep.
So can we talk about why the grass cat is the worst one?
It's just like super basic.
It's a cat. It's just a cat.
Like I honestly, I saw a post on Twitter and I cannot remember who said it, and their response to this was, "These are the most fake mod looking starters we have ever seen."
I mean, they are though, aren't they?
They really are.
They
like,
look fake.
Generic
really
green cat, duck in a toupee, chili pepper looking dinosaur. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Unfortunately, I think this rules out the fact of us ever getting a chili pepper Pokemon that's going to be fire grass, because the Fuecoco is very chili pepper like shaped.
I think I'm going to go on the record and we're going to have prediction time here.
Okay.
So,
let's do this.
Quaxley is obviously like water type, right?
Yes.
This is very obvious. I think this is going to turn into a battleship.
You think so?
I don't know why, but I get some
Duck.
serious like sailor vibes here, and I think this is going to be water steel.
Okay, that'll be cool. It'll be just like Piplup. Got it.
Yep. Fuecoco has to be able to counter that, so we're gonna get fire ground, and it's just gonna be like a play off of like, it's gonna be very similar to like Crocodile. I have a feeling, except fire type.
Alright.
And then, I don't know what to do with the cat. Like, it has to be weak to steel, so it could just be like Grass Fairy, which like I don't think is awful, but Fairy doesn't line up well against ground.
That means your Crocodile would have to be fighting type. And would have to continue the trend of fire fighting types.
It could also be Fire Dark, but Dark doesn't line up against Steel.
So there's been thoughts of the cat being Grass Psychic type, which would do the whole psychic fighting steel bit. There's been talk about being Grass Fairy and doing a different thing with fairy steel and fighting. So there's a whole lot going on. There's been talk about the duck ending up like Water Dark.
I think that's overplayed at this point. We have one.
And fire fighting isn't.
I am not disagreeing. They said, hey, what if we took Blaziken and made it worse? And then made that even worse.
There's been talks of the fire dino being like related to like some of the winged serpents in like Spanish lore. So this thing like losing its arms and gaining wings and becoming a dragon of
I was
sorts.
going to say, so then we have Fire Dragon, Grass Fairy,
Water Steel.
But like Dragon doesn't line up against Steel. That's like, if we're trying to keep it in line, that just doesn't work.
I don't know. I'm just going off what people have been like, where their inspiration for these Pokemon have come from.
It also could, like, I think the obvious thing is water flying. And I think because that's obvious, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's just too easy, man.
I get serious, like, Navy SEALs vibe from Quaxley. And I don't know, man. I think it's just going to turn into a Navy ship. I don't know why. I think that's completely irrational.
We don't know how, but it's going to go from a duck to a boat.
No, it's going to be a boat with a duck head on it. Like, where like the command tower is on a Navy ship, it's just going to be a duck head.
Yeah, going from a duck to a boat.
It's completely irrational. I know, but I just get that vibe. Like, you have swan boats, why can't you have a duck boat?
Anywho, which star are you picking?
Obviously, Fire Dino.
Yeah. I'm
the
picking the
clear
duck.
best starter.
Picking the duck. I like the little sailor duck. I think he's cute.
I love the cat, too.
The cat's fine. Yeah, I'm not mad at the cat, but I'm not picking the cat.
I think it's just too generic. I think, like, it is so safe. I don't know. Like, Tiff is raving about the cat. She loves the cat.
Kayla's also raving about the cat.
I'm
Kayla
genuinely
hates the
not
fire
surprised.
type. Kayla genuinely hates the fire type this time.
It's so adorable. I love him.
She hates it.
As soon as I saw it, I went, this legitimately is the cutest Pokemon I've ever seen in my life. I love him.
It could be a Water Dark Fire Ghost Grass Fairy trio.
I think just because we just had Hisuian Typhlosion, we're not going to get Fire Ghost.
They could have done it. They could have done it separately. So who knows? Because
what if? Okay, hear me out. We make this, as he evolves, he becomes more of a chili pepper, and somehow he becomes like fire ice.
I'm confused on how you go from
I don't know,
pepper
man.
to ice.
He looks like a chili pepper, so they're gonna play on the word chili and make him an ice type.
No, that would actually make him worse. That would make him one of the worst type, probably one of the worst type pairings you could think of.
I still love him.
Like you'd be neutral to fire, neutral to steel, weak
four
to fighting,
times weak to rock,
4 times
weak to ground, weak to fighting.
You
How
lose
how terrible is that typing?
you lose a lot of your resistances that fire has because you gained ice typing.
I'm pulling up the type calculator.
So you don't resist either of your stabs
Oof.
because fire is super effective against ice, and ice is resistant to ice. So you lose that.
No, you take a quarter from ice, half from bug, grass, and fairy.
Oh God.
You're weak to fighting, ground, water, and 4 times weak to rock.
Yeah, no, get it.
It's
away.
not a good typing.
No, get it out of here. You get to hit flying, grass, steel, bug, other ice types. That's all I can think of. There's a lot here, and I think this is cool. It's just like these because these starters look so generic for the most part, and look so simple. Like the possibilities are endless for these guys.
Oh man.
What are you reading?
I don't know. I'm on Reddit.
Oh God, we'll
They're
be
talking
here all
about the
night.
starters.
We'll be here all night if you're on Reddit already.
This post is from 3 years ago, so that's not relevant.
Oh, but yeah.
Yes, the Pokédex from Gen 9. Let's look at the Pokemon Violet Pokédex.
And then we're getting worldwide. We know a worldwide release, late 2022. So it fits in the theme of holiday 2022.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. I did not expect this at all.
Came out of left field, right?
Like, obviously, this is what everyone hoped for.
Like this was
like,
our
look. There was no way. The most recent game is 2 months old, and the one before that came out in November. There's no way we're getting 3 games in a year.
Yeah, in a calendar year. 3 games, 3 big Pokemon games in a calendar year. Well, we got 3 big Pokemon games in a calendar year.
But what if we did?
Like no one was expecting Gen 9.
People are going to buy these.
Oh, 100%, right? Like, so what's cool is they've probably been working on this game since like early 2020.
Oh yeah, as soon as Sword and Shield came out, I guarantee they started production on it.
Probably before that. Let's be honest here. They were probably working on it before that. They start these projects like 5 years in advance.
Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised.
Probably like the last year of Sword and Shield's development, they're like, okay, next game, let's go.
Yep. Be like, oh, you're doing quality control now? Cool, I'm out.
Like, my job's done. I programmed the game. All you gotta do is just test it for us. Yeah,
oh, everything's already in the game? Cool, I'm gonna go work on new Pokemon.
Ship me out to Spain so I can go experience the culture for like a couple months. So definitely excited for this. This means that beginning of next year we'll probably be on Scarlet and Violet for VGC.
Heck yes.
Which we've already been confirmed that it is a limited dex. Not everything is in here. Which we proved with the start of Sword and Shield that limited dex formats are fantastic. They are some of the best formats in the game. My main hope with this game, no gimmicks.
Same. I just want to go back to generic Pokemon.
Generic Pokemon. No gimmicks this time. No Z moves, no Megas, no Dynamax nonsense, nothing. Give me the generic Pokemon battles where I don't have to worry about a Pokemon doubling its HP or a Pokemon hitting with like a base 160 power move. I don't want freaking Zacian and Zamazenta or Urshifu running around. Like, keep them out of this game, please. They are not balanced for for anything outside of Dynamax. We saw in Series 10 they are not balanced for anything outside of Dynamax. Quit. Get some help.
So I looked up Fuecoco on Bulbapedia.
Uh
The French name is Chocodile.
huh.
Chochodile.
That is
Chocodile.
adorable. I love it.
I love him even more. I need a French Chocodile. I love him.
We'll get you one. So yeah, these games are setting up to be very, very good. There is a lot of hype surrounding these games now. So look for these games, and we'll keep an eye out for more spoilers and things like that as the year goes on. We'll probably have
in advance. We are going full spoilers on stuff. So like, be prepared that if stuff comes out, we are going to talk about it.
Yeah, like we will find time to talk about it, like we are today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely beyond. If this is your warning now, spoilers ahead for foreseeable future. But yeah, you want to talk about
Bulbapedia for Quaxley. For name origin, Quaxley may be derived from quack.
Well, duh.
That's all it says.
We know that.
Oh, man. Sprig Gatito is a combination of Sprig and Gatito.
You're not helpful, Bulbapedia. You're not helpful at all. We know these things already.
I need Chocodile in my life.
Oh, you ready to talk about 2 of the week so we can get out of here?
Sure, man. I legitimately don't even remember what I played.
It was the Zamazenta Ho-Oh team.
Yes, okay, cool. You gotta remember, I've recorded a different one between then.
Well,
so,
yeah.
like, I'm a week in advance, which is actually like not a week in advance. I don't know. Let me do the old thing here and get it pulled up.
So this was submitted by Krebs. Rental code's on screen for those watching the video. I remember this one doing okay.
Yeah, it was fine. I did take a version of this, and there were pieces of this I definitely liked. I liked the Ho-Oh, I liked the Thundurus, and I really kind of enjoyed playing with Blastoise. But like after playing with it, after scrapping the rest of the team for other parts, I didn't really think Blastoise was all that needed. And if you are keeping it, the Blastoise set that we are playing with, I don't think is good.
Yeah, my big complaint about this Blastoise set is if you're doing the Shell Smash thing, you really would rather have White Herb. Also, if you're doing like Shell Smash things, you probably want like Water Spout. Like, follow me Shell Smash into Water Spout just destroys teams.
Very true. Very true.
On that same vein, if you're using ice moves, you're going to set up Hail anyway, so Blizzard's just better.
Yep. Just have the stronger max move too.
Yeah. I really like the Wakan sets with like Yawn and Helping Hand. I also like the AV sets a little bit better. I
think having Fake Out on Blastoise can be very useful,
especially if you don't have other Fake Out users like this team. This team doesn't have it doesn't have a Fake Out user, so like AV Blastoise would benefit huge on this team.
Agreed. So like the big takeaways, Clefairy was actually pretty useful on multiple cases. Being able to like come in, take a hit for Ho-Oh was like very good. Just also messing up your opponent's calcs with Friend Guard is great. I absolutely love it.
That's why Grimmsnarl is so good. Screens just mess up everybody's calcs.
The downside is you're playing Clefairy in a format dominated by Zacian.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
Which, for those who aren't aware, means you die very easily.
Yeah.
My other big like takeaway from this, and this might just be the way I played the team. Zamazenta didn't feel like it did anything ever. I think I brought it one game, switched in, and it died. Like,
Yeah.
and it could have been the way I was playing the team or something else, but I was never impressed with Zamazenta here.
So, from my experience with Zamazenta is almost always a lead Pokemon. You do not bring this thing in the back. It does not offer anything sitting in the back behind stuff. It's
Okay.
not. It's not like Zacian where you can come in and you can Behemoth Bash and pick up a KO. You would rather much have this thing on the field turn one and putting out coaching pressure or snarl pressure, because this thing can take a hit for the first turn. Like the first time it's on the field, it'll take a hit for almost anything. Outside of like +2 Max Quake or +2 whatever. Like, unless they're weakness policing and just like bulking up super duper good on the special side, you'll be able to take most hits. So you can get a coaching offer, you can get a wide guard or a snarl, and kind of protect yourself a little bit better.
My final takeaway from this: Venusaur is not very good when you don't have a consistent Sunsetter.
Venusaur
If
feels
you're
bad.
wanting to do Focus Sash plus Sleep move, play Amoonguss.
Yep.
Amoonguss also fits on this team very well because then you get to set up your Shell Smash a different way as well as being like a potential switch in for like Behemoth Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to resist a Behemoth Blade is obviously very good. So you keep that same typing that Venusaur has, but you also have Regenerator and you have Spore versus Sleep Powder. Obviously, you're not putting on nearly the offensive pressure with Amoonguss as you are Venusaur, but then you're also not like immediately dying versus Cali Ice.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like about Amoonguss over Venusaur here.
Like, Venusaur wants to Gigantamax all the time, too, and you can't Gigantamax and have Ho-Oh Dynamax at the same time, right?
Yep.
Like, you can't set
God, can you imagine a format where you get to Dynamax 2 Pokemon?
Holy crap, no. Please
This
stop.
sounds awful.
Please stop.
The entire game's going to be like, who maxed first? I did, I win.
Exactly. We have no good way to set Sun for this Venusaur suit. It feels like you can never max it safely unless they bring their own Sun.
Yep.
Which, at that point, you just bring Blastoise.
If you're using this as a Groudon counter, you already have Blastoise.
Exactly.
If you're using this as a Kyogre counter, you already have Blastoise and Thundurus. Thundurus is very good at shutting down opposing Kyogres.
Oh,
you Eerie Impulse them, and then they cry.
Yep, they just go cry in the corner. Heck, you can play Rillaboom if you want something different. As a grass
Rillaboom
type.
puts on a ton of pressure against both of those mons as well, and you put on a ton of pressure against Eliki, which lines up very good into both your Blastoise and your Ho-Oh. And honestly, Thundurus doesn't really appreciate taking hits from Eliki either.
Yeah. The cool part about Thundurus is you do have Eerie Impulse for Eliki.
Unless they're physical, and then you get wrecked by it on this team. Not having Intimidate's a really big deal.
Yep. You have to find different ways to mitigate that.
You also play like Whimsicott in this slot, have another access to like Prankster Taunt to prevent Trick Room. And then also being able to have access to Charm. Charm Whimsicott could be interesting on this, as well as like Encore. Like just play like super cheesy Whimsicott with like Charm, Encore, Tailwind, Taunt, and just like not play a damaging attack.
I feel like
I don't think that's particularly good.
Yeah.
I think you would rather have like a Amoonguss or something that actually does something. But, I obviously love Whimsicott too.
Yep. So yeah, this team was cool. It's just not quite there, I feel like.
Yeah, and a few minor changes, and this team is honestly really good.
Yep. So you ready to get out of here?
I was texting Matt. He texted me a picture of a team he's working on. He's like, someone told me this is stupid and I'll stop working on it. I'm like, Matt, I'm not going to tell you that.
I can't tell you that, Matt. I'm sorry. Oh, no. I knocked my buddy
You're
off.
on your own. You get to decide if this is stupid. Okay. I think it's about time we get out. So
I knocked my buddy off. I'm sad.
Oh, no. Not Ammonite.
He had sat up there the entire time, and then I clicked a button on the keyboard, and he just like, nope, I'm gonna jump off the mic now.
So I think it's about time we wrap it up.
Yep, get out of here.
All right. As always, everyone, if you're listening on YouTube, got to watch stuff with us, make sure you hit that like button. Comment down below, what starter are you picking, and why is it obviously Fuecoco?
No, it's Quaxel. It's 100% Quaxel. The duck is adorable.
You can be wrong. That's fine.
You could also be wrong. That's fine.
And, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. It really does help us out. You get content whenever we have stuff go up. It's just great. If you're listening over on like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave us a good review. 5 stars is obviously what we aim for. If there's something you don't like about the podcast, let us know.
Yep.
Carl and I are in this for the long term. So if there's stuff that you all don't like, we can work on it. We're here for criticism. So follow us over on Twitter at LR Lessons, myself at Mr. Missouri 25, Carl's at Musical VGC, and come check us out on Twitch. I've been playing a bunch of Blue Kaizo and pulling my hair out every day I do so. You were streaming there for a hot minute. You were doing some Arceus playthroughs. You can find us over on Twitch at Mr. Missouri 25 and at Musical. Come join the community Discord, so where you get to hang out with us and submit teams of the week and play in our events and all that good stuff as well. So that link is down in the show notes. And if you really like what you see, want to leave us a little bit of support, you can do that over at Anchor. We currently don't have ads on our videos, so if you want to help us out, all that money does go directly to us. Huge shout outs to Poppy for joining in on the donation trains and jumping in and helping us out. Came in this week. He's like, hey, I'm going to send you money. I'm like, all right, cool. So huge shout outs to him. And make sure you go check out the website, check out the link, the merch store, go pick up a hat and a t-shirt and all that good stuff. And
there's hoodies and stickers, and I got the beanies in there. There's
working on a few more commissions for stickers and stuff. And yep. I'm excited. So I think that's all I got.
Yep. That's all I got.
Anything on the way out, Carl?
Happy birthday to us, because we only really said it like once.
And more importantly, happy birthay to Pokemon.
Yeah,
Pokemon,
it's fun sharing a birthday here with Pokemon, right?
We might as well, right?
If I remember correctly, we recorded our first episode after we got back from Collinsville, because Collinsville happened to be on Pokemon Day. Because it was that February 27th, 28th.
Yes. 27th, 28th, 29th, and March 1st.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And that's kind of when we just did the pivot. It's kind of nice.
Yep. That's it. I'm out.
I'm out of here.
So have a good one, everyone. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Peace.